Dear children, it is next part of acids, bases and salts. Now let us discuss about bleaching powder. What is bleaching powder? Calcium oxychloride is called bleaching powder. What is its molecular formula? CaOCl2. It is a calcium oxychloride. So you write that calcium oxychloride is called bleaching powder. Calcium oxychloride is called bleaching powder. Its molecular formula is CaOCl2. Molecular formula of calcium oxychloride is CaOCl2 and it is commonly called bleaching powder. It is a common name of the chemical calcium oxychloride. The common name of calcium oxychloride is bleaching powder. And its molecular formula is CaOCl2. You must know this. And how will you prepare bleaching powder? Preparation of bleaching powder. Children, you know that chlorine is produced during the electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride. That is electrolysis of brine. This chlorine gas is used to manufacture bleaching powder. This chlorine used to manufacture bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is produced by the action of chlorine on dry slacked lime. What is that dry slacked lime? Calcium hydroxide. It is a dry slacked lime. The chlorine gas is used to produce the calcium oxychloride. And how it is produced? It is produced by the action of chlorine on dry slacked lime, that is calcium hydroxide. So you write the preparation of bleaching powder. Preparation of bleaching powder. So here chlorine gas is passed through calcium hydroxide, that is slacked lime. So write CaOH twice, which is a solid, plus Cl2, that is a gas, gives CaOCl2, which is calcium oxychloride, which is also solid, and water is a liquid. How the bleaching powder is produced? When chlorine gas reacts with slacked lime, that is when the chlorine gas reacts with calcium hydroxide, calcium oxychloride CaOCl2 will be formed. And this is the chemical equation of the preparation of the bleaching powder. Now what are the properties of bleaching powder? So you take the properties of bleaching powder. You know that bleaching powder is a yellowish powder with smell of chlorine. Bleaching powder is a yellowish powder with smell of chlorine. When in atmosphere, it absorbs moisture but is not deliquescent. When in atmosphere, it absorbs moisture but it is not deliquescent. Here we used the term deliquescent. Know that deliquescence refers to the property of a substance to absorb water from the air, to dissolve itself and form an aqueous solution. Here, materials with this property are termed deliquescent. But here we have taken that bleaching powder is not deliquescent. Means it will not produce aqueous solution of this bleaching powder even though it absorbs moisture from the air. So you can say that it is not deliquescent. It is a material which will not convert into solution even though it absorbs moisture. So it is non-deliquescent. It is not deliquescent. That is one of the important property of the bleaching powder. When in atmosphere, it absorbs moisture, but it is not deliquescent. It will not convert into solution, even though it absorbs water. Next, you take the third property. It is soluble in water, but small insoluble portion is left behind due to the lime present in it. So, you take that. It is soluble in water. Soluble in water, but a small insoluble portion is left behind due to the lime present in it. These are some properties of bleaching powder. Now children, let us discuss about uses of bleaching powder. In the word bleaching powder, observe the word bleaching powder. So it acts as a bleaching agent mainly. So it is used for bleaching cotton and linen in the textile industry, and also it is used for bleaching wood pulp in paper factories, and it is used for bleaching washed clothes in laundry. So take the first use. Bleaching powder is used as bleaching agent so first one, for bleaching cotton and linen in textile industry. Cotton and linen in the textile industry. For bleaching wood pulp in paper factories. For bleaching wood pulp in paper factories. For bleaching, wash your clothes in laundry. So this is used as a bleaching agent. Next, it is used as an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries. It is used as an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries. In many chemical industries, and also it is used to make drinking water free from germs. It is used to make drinking water free from germs. Now let us take the next chemical, baking soda. What is baking soda? It is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is called baking soda. Sodium hydrogen carbonate, and the molecular formula is NaHCO3. It is also called sodium bicarbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is baking soda. Baking soda is a common name of sodium hydrogen carbonate. The chemical name of baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate. And how do you produce baking soda? When sodium chloride is treated with water, ammonia and CO2, we get baking soda. The reaction among sodium chloride, water, carbon dioxide and ammonia. You know that the baking soda is commonly used in the kitchen for making tasty crispy pakoras. Sometimes it is added for faster cooking also. The chemical name is here sodium hydrogen carbonate. So you write that common name of sodium hydrogen carbonate is NaHCO3 is its molecular formula. What is the common name? Common name is baking soda. Is right, baking soda. So what is the chemical name of baking soda? Chemical name of baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate. That also you write. Chemical name of baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Molecular formula NaHCO3. And how will you produce baking soda? So you take preparation of baking soda. Preparation of baking soda. So it is produced using sodium chloride, carbon dioxide, ammonia and water. So write about the preparation of baking soda. Sodium chloride when treated with water, ammonia and carbon dioxide. Water, ammonia and carbon dioxide. Baking soda will be produced. So you write that NaCl plus H2O plus CO2 plus NH3 gives NH4Cl plus NaHCO3. So this is ammonium chloride. This is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate. So then if you check the pH of sodium hydrogen carbonate, you can verify that it is a mild basic salt. It is a mild basic salt and it can be used an antacid. That is, it can be used to neutralize the excess acid in our stomach. So you take that. Properties of baking soda. Properties of baking soda. So what are the properties of baking soda? It is mild non-corrosive basic salt. If you check the pH of sodium hydrogen carbonate, you can correlate. It can be used to neutralize an acid. It is mild non-corrosive basic salt. So you take, it is mild non-corrosive basic salt. Then the second property is when it is heated, sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide and water will be produced. So you take when it is heated, sodium carbonate, sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide and water will be produced. When it is heated during cooking also, sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide, water will be produced. So you take the reaction NaHCO3, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is baking soda. When it is heated, Na2CO3, sodium carbonate and water plus carbon dioxide. So here Na2 is there, so you must write 2Na HCO3, then H2O is there, CO2 is there. So here count the number 2Na NO2 balances and 2H H2 balances and 2C, here C plus C, 2C balances, and O3 into 2, O6 here. O6 here you count 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 2 6. So you got the balanced chemical equation by taking this 2. That is the property of baking soda. Now let us discuss about the uses of baking soda. Children, now let us discuss about uses of baking soda. Uses of baking soda, that is uses of sodium hydrogen carbonate. And you know that the first use is it is used in making baking powder. What is that baking powder? Baking powder is a mixture of this baking soda, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, and a mild edible acid such as tartaric acid. That is, the main use is baking soda is used in the preparation of baking powder. So you write baking soda is used to make baking powder. Baking powder. So then what is baking powder? Let us write that one afterwards. Then you take second use. This sodium hydrogen carbonate is used as ingredient in antacids. So you write baking soda. Baking soda. There may be question in the exam, what are the uses of baking soda or what are the uses of sodium hydrogen carbonate. So you must know that both are same. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is nothing but baking soda. So the answer is same here for the question, what are the uses of baking soda and what are the uses of sodium hydrogen carbonate. So baking soda is also ingredient in antacids. In antacids to neutralize excess acid in the stomach. Excess acid in the stomach. Then you take the third one. It is also used in soda acid fire extinguisher. Soda acid type fire extinguisher is there. That is, in that what is used? Sodium bicarbonate, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is also termed as baking soda, is used in what? That is used in soda acid type fire extinguishers. So you take here, it is also used in soda acid type fire extinguishers. These are some uses of baking soda or sodium hydrogen carbonate. So let us take about baking powder. baking powder. What is baking powder? It is already discussed that it is a mixture of baking soda and a mild edible acid such as tartaric acid. So you write that baking powder. What is baking powder? Baking powder is a mixture of baking soda you know, that is NaHCO3 and a mild edible acid such as tartaric acid. Then what are the uses of baking soda? And before that, how will you prepare baking powder? When baking powder is heated or mixed in water, the reaction takes place. What is that reaction? You write that reaction is NaHCO3 plus H plus will be there, that is from any acid, gives carbon dioxide plus H2O plus sodium salt of acid. So here H plus will be there. If it is HCl, you will get NaCl. If it is H2SO4, you will get Na2SO4. Like this way, you will get the sodium salt of that particular acid. So this is the reaction what takes place when it is heated or when it is mixed in water. The carbon dioxide which is produced during the reaction can cause bread or cake to rise, making them soft and spongy. So the baking powder is used in the preparation of bread and cakes. So you take the uses of this baking powder, and before you write that, so you write the uses of baking powder. Baking powder is used to bake bread, cake, etc. To make it spongy, you are using the baking powder. Baking powder makes bread and cake spongy. How does it make this bread and cake spongy? So write, how does baking powder make bread and cake spongy? So right here, when baking powder is heated, or mixed in water, the following reaction takes place. following reaction takes place. That reaction is already discussed. NaHCO3 plus H plus from any acid gives CO2 plus H2O plus sodium salt of particular acid. Sodium salt of acid. Carbon dioxide produced during the reaction can cause bread or cake to rise, making them soft and spongy. Making them soft and spongy. That is the method of raising the bread and cake spongy. Next, let us discuss about antacid. You know what is antacid? Now you take antacid. What is antacid? It is a medicine which is used to neutralize excess acid in stomach and to relieve the pain. And it is being alkaline. It is being alkaline, neutralizes the excess acid in the stomach and relieves the pain. So you write, it is a medicine. It is a medicine used to neutralize excess acid in stomach and relieves and to relieve the pain. So you know that it is alkaline in nature. Antacid is alkaline in nature, means it is basic in nature, reacts with the acid of the stomach and neutralizes.